In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC. We're going to talk about BTC on the macro scale. We're going to talk about it in terms of WXY correction on a 3-day chart, 2-day chart. We're also going to talk about the MACD and RSI. Why BTC is extremely, very bearish, and we could see a massive downtrend within the next few weeks, few months. So this analysis is not going to be based on timing, all right? So it could take like a 6 to 1 year for BTC to drop down to 2K. I just don't know. Nobody knows, right? But at least for the short term, in terms of correction, in terms of basically a pattern, in terms of price action, we at least understand the correction BTC is basically making, and we basically spotted it 3 times right in a row. We said do not basically buy BTC at 10.5. The 40% pump was a fake out. We said it also, just about this range, like the first week of February. We said like this move, it is basically tapping out, and do not buy BTC above 10.5. Now we've been saying it over the last 6 to 8 weeks, since like late April. We said basically BTC is tapping out, and we're most likely going to see like some massive downtrend within the next few weeks to basically few months. So keep that in mind. If you're day trading, and you're ready to go to the moon, this analysis might not be for you. This analysis is basically based on the price action, not timing, and not basically going to the moon and all that good stuff. All right, so let's keep that in mind. So first thing first, let's take a look at BTC in terms of Elliott wave. So what do we have right now in terms of macro scale? As you can see, like we got a basically 3-way move already. We got this 1, 2, and then we're looking for this move to be to finish just about this range of at or below 3K range. I just don't want to give a number because the capitulation can be anywhere around this area. So I'm going to show you on the macro scale what I'm looking for. All right, so but at least for the short term, we know we got 3-way move in a WXY correction pattern. So this move, it is basically our W, X, and Y correction. All right, so what I'm looking for right now, I'm just going to concentrate in this area and explain to you guys why BTC is going to basically capitulate within the next few weeks, few months, at least for the short term. It could even come like next month, but I just don't want to basically make that bet. All right, because BTC is crazy. So so as you can see, like in this range, we got already a W, and then we're looking for this X, and then we're looking for this Y correction. All right, so it depends what time frame you're using. You can also make it like a WXYXZ correction, but I just want to use the 3-week chart just to make it very simple for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. So this move, it is basically could drop all the way down to 3K or below, at least for the short term, within the next few within the next few weeks, few months, at least for the short term. And this move, it is also just a fractal of the previous move we got right there. So when BTC was at 10.5, right, when we made this move 1, 2, 3, right, we got this flat correction. I kept saying it, like this flat correction, it is going to be a continuation pattern, but most people could not understand what I was saying. Okay, they could not basically grasp the big picture, and basically been looking for like a BTC to go to the moon and all that good stuff. All right, 16K and 20K and so on. So we've been saying like BTC gonna capitulate down to 42 to 55. It did that exactly, and we said after we capitulated down, we said do not sell your BTC because we got a possibility to go all the way up to 12K. But the move at 10.5, it is so strong right now. The resistance at 10.5, it is so strong. I just don't think BTC is strong enough to pump to 10 to 12K. Okay, so but initially my target was like 11 to 12K, but since like we cannot break 10.5, all right, for almost over 8 weeks, I just don't see like how the bull is going to be able to break 10.5 within the next few weeks, at least for the short term. So keep in mind, I'm just going to prove to you also like why BTC is going to be dropping in terms of like a MACD and RSI and all that good stuff. All right, so that was the analysis based on Elliott wave. Now let's take a look at the 3-day chart. All right, so if you take a look at the 3-day chart, a couple of weeks ago, just about like mid-June, I said it clearly. Do not let the bears get this crossover. Okay, if they get this crossover, it is done deal. Okay, it is most likely going to be CR, bye bye. So as you can see, like that's a 3rd crossover over the last 12 months, right? That's a 3rd one, The second one is like just about this area of April, you know, not April but February or March, right? And the first one is like right there at 14k area, when we said be cautious because the bear market could last a very long time. And as you can see, in terms of Elliott wave, just looking at your indicators, it is a flat correction. It is a flat correction, and we're anticipating this move to basically capitulate all the way down and make another double bottom. So be cautious if you're bullish in you know, in terms of like a short-term time frame. All right, so let's take a look at it on the 2-day chart. The 2-day chart, as soon as we got this crossover, we started to be extremely bearish, and I said it, be cautious. The 2-day chart already crossed over like you know, late May, right? May 22nd, we got this move. So everything else was just basically a fake out, because we never managed to get another bullish crossover on our 2-day chart. So let's just be cautious within the next few within the next few days, at least for the short term. All right, as you can see also in terms of basically RSI, we already got a bearish divergence right there. Okay, price still relatively flat right there. Okay, and we at the same time got a bearish divergence on our MACD. That's why it is extremely cautious. It is good to be extremely cautious regardless how bullish you are, at least for the short term, to pay attention to a BTC on a macro scale, not just like on a day-to-day basis. All right, so the previous move we got back in February, March, we did not have any divergences. Okay, so price was going up. Okay, indicators was going, this indicator was going to the upside. Okay, RSI no issue. All right, RSI was also going to the upside, but you can take a look at it, right? The move was extremely violent. Okay, so we dropped almost 65% from the top with no divergence at all, with no divergences at all. All right, but right now we got a couple of divergences. So what do you expect? The move could be more severe. Okay, it could be very aggressive, very severe, very brutal, and we could see like a 90% drop to a 85% drop within the next few weeks to few months, at least for the short term. So if you're basically trading BTC, you know, short-term trade, you know, 5%, you know, 3%, and all of that good stuff, this analysis is not based on a short-term trade. It is based on like somebody who's looking for to buy BTC at 3k, 2k, and so on, right? But we're going to take a look at it on in terms of a lower degree, at least for the short term also. So now let's take a look at the lower degree. The lower degree BTC is not looking bad at all, even though it is dropping as I'm recording right now. It is not looking bad. Okay, so the bulls, they just have to basically hold very strong within this range of a low 9k range. If they can hold this low 9k range, we already got a multiple divergences, both on on MACD and RSI. I do not think, okay, it could drop lower, but at least for the short term, I don't think like we're going to be dropping below 9k. We could possibly get another reversal and get this wave to the upside, a flat correction, and then get this move. All right, but it doesn't mean we're going to get it. All right, I'm just saying this move can be a flat correction like this before we continue the downtrend. As you can see, that we're basically replicating the same structure. Okay, I said it like over 48 hours ago. This structure right there, it is basically just the same structure we got right there, and then we pump to the upside 97.50 to 98 before dropping down. So I wouldn't be too bearish in this area. Lower degree RSI already given us a let's take a look at the 4 hour no divergence, but on the hourly we already got a small divergence. All right, so I was bullish right there. Okay, so as you can see, we got this divergence, and everything else is basically sideways correction. So if you try to trade this range, you're most likely going to get kicked out multiple times, right? Because you're gonna be panicking and all that good stuff. The best thing to do is just like, if you decide to long it, you just long it and sit tight, relax. All right, if you decide to short it, you just short it, sit tight and relax. But you cannot basically short it with 100x and have your stop loss like a 10 points or stuff like that. You're definitely going to get kicked out within the next at least for the short term, within the next few minutes and so on. All right, but I'm not bearish on the short term within the next few hours and so on. I think like BTC can basically pull back up. Let's take a look at it. since like BC love 0.618, we got 0.618 just about like a 9480 to 9500 range. If it decides to pump higher, we got like 0.786, which is just about like a 96 range. So let's keep an eye. I would at least keep an eye on 95 to 96 range within the next few hours, few days or so on, right? But the overall picture, it is bearish, okay? Regardless how high BTC goes, if it goes to like 96, 98, it is still bearish. All right, so now let's take a look at Ethereum. I'm gonna basically just keep it very, very simple for Ethereum and show you why Ethereum is very, very, very bearish. Not in terms of fundamentals, right? In terms of fundamentals, you can also say Ethereum is bearish because you just don't know when is Ether 2.0 gonna be coming out, right? So if you guys know when Ether 2.0 going to be coming out, let me know, because I just don't know. All right, let's see. Ethereum on a weekly time frame and 3-day chart is not looking so juicy. So you take a look at Ethereum on a monthly, on a basically weekly time frame, and we're also going to take a look at it on a monthly basis. So I just like to take a look at the 25 MA for Ethereum. So on the 25 MA for Ethereum on a weekly basis, on the 25 MA, I said it multiple times. Whenever Ethereum breaks this 25 MA on a weekly basis, it is bullish. It is it is time to buy Ethereum. And as you can see, since April, we broke this level since like mid-April, and we've been pumping all the way up to like 250. So 275 was my target actually for Ethereum if we break like a 215. But you can see we didn't quite get to 275. 250 was close enough. But as you can see, the last 3 weeks, we're not looking so great. Okay, as you can see, we're gonna close, we could possibly close this candle with a shooting star, which is going to be very, very bearish in terms of a candles pattern. Okay, that's not good at all if Ethereum going to be closing below 227, especially 220. So in terms of a 3-day chart, as you can see, in terms of 3-day chart, if Ethereum manages to basically close below this 25 MA on a 3-day chart, it is going to look bad. All right, it is going to look very, very bad, and we could possibly see some massive drop versus not versus BTC, but massive drop on the dollar. So let's take a look at it on the macro scale. On the macro scale, what I'm looking for, at least for the short term, it is kind of scary. But if you basically do a swing low from $6 to $1,400, we said it multiple times, Ethereum going to double bottom at basically $80. Okay, 80 to $90. I said it multiple times, and Ethereum was right there back in January, February. I was like, Ethereum gonna drop back down and retest basically $80. We did that exactly. All right, when every single analyst basically was saying we're going to be pumping to $10,000 and all that good stuff. Right now, okay, we already got a double bottom. So the next level we could be looking for, it is going to be 0.618. And guess what? 0.618, it is exactly at 50, just about $50. Okay, $48, depending how you draw it. Okay, so it is just about $48, 0.618. And most likely, with a very high probability, if Ethereum does not basically hold above $200, it is going to basically drop all the way down to a $50 range within the next few weeks, few months. No time frame. I don't do time analysis. You got multiple channels out there doing time analysis. So if you want to know how long it is going to take for Ethereum to drop down to $50, make sure to check out those channels out there. If you just YouTube them, you can find multiple time analysis channels. All right, so at least for the short term, that's what I'm looking for. In terms of basically Fibonacci, at the same time, we got a resistance right there, and we got a support. All right, so if you want to look for a in terms of extension, if you just want to look for the extension to the downside, you can also do a swing low to swing high, and you can see 1.27 to 1.41. It is going to be just about a 53 to 43 range. And I said it multiple times, right? I said it, 1.27 to 1.41 is very, very important. in terms of like when coins basically drop their support level, you just could accumulate just about like 1.27 to 1.41 for Ethereum, which is basically $50 range, at least for the short term. So that's all I wanted to cover for today. If you're new to the content, make sure to hit the likes, make sure to subscribe, make sure to join our public Telegram group, link in the description. If you like the content, let me know what you think down below the comment section if you're going to be buying Ethereum at $50 or below. All right, because it is going to be very, very, very choppy and very scary to buy Ethereum at $50, but I'm going to be grabbing some. All right guys, thanks a lot for watching.